I have come to see you about a certain leather apron. Have you heard of him?
Oh, yes, of course. Terrible things are said about that man.
Have you ever come across him?
Goodness gracious, no. But I know that he has threatened and taken many girls in my situation. I don't know what more I can say, but Bella would be able to tell you some.
Who is Bella?
Bella Pullman. She's the landlady of the place where I could take you there if you like.
Please do.
It's me. It's Lucy. This gentleman would like to speak to Bella. It's the doctor who helped me. I must leave to return to my uncle. Thanks again.
Hello. Let me in.
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
I saw you earlier.
Can I get a refill, please?
If you'd be patient, Madam Bella will arrive in a moment.
Good evening. I am Dr. Watson. It is young Lucy who told me to come see you.
Ah, so you're the Good Samaritan who saved her uncle without asking for anything in return. And now you've come to see me, no doubt, to explain that the poor little thing doesn't belong here, and you will see to her future. Well, if you expect me to let her leave with you...
It's not that, ma'am. You should know I am a married man.
And why should that matter?
I believe there has been a misunderstanding. The reason that Lucy sent me here is that you may be able to give me some information about Leather Apron.
Are you a doctor or a constable?
I am most certainly a doctor, but I am acting in this matter in a private capacity, and I would like to find this man.
Well, if you're able to rid us of him, I'll give you a week's worth of free passes. That man is a thorn in our sides. He spies on the girls in the streets and watches them inside the houses, spying through the windows. And as soon as they're finished with a client, he jumps on them without any warning and forces them to give him their money. I've never seen him, but one of my girls was attacked by this man, and she said that he wore a leather apron and carried a knife. And his face, oh, he has a horrible head with rat's eyes and a deformed mouth. She even said that she knew his name, Pizer or Pizer, I think. But I don't know where she can be found. Margie, Nutcracker, the girl I'm talking about, could tell you more, but I had to let her go last week.
Why did you let Margie go?
The poor girl caught a shameful sickness, and the symptoms have attacked her face, if you know what I mean. So I gave her notice, and a little bit to help her along. I don't know where she is now, but she'll certainly be getting treatment at the clinic if she's still in the neighbourhood.
Did you speak to the police?
What would they do? Who cares about the girls in the streets?
Would you have received a visit from another doctor, a stranger, by the name of Tumbleton?
I'm just like you, Doctor. Sworn to secrecy in my profession. But as I've taken a fancy to you, I can tell you that this name is not unknown to me. And if you do me a little favour, it is possible I might remember something about him.
What kind of favour must I do for you?
You see that man over there? He's a rich artist, a painter, a regular client round here. Well, yesterday, he came and left his cane in the umbrella stand in the hall before going into one of the rooms. Well, when he returned to this room, the cane had disappeared. It's a cane with a massive silver knob. Must be worth a fortune. He threatened to call the police unless he got free services in my establishment for a year. I'll be forced to accept, unwillingly, of course, given the services that he's demanding, unless the cane is found.
Did you question the residents regarding the theft?
They didn't see anything, and there's not one of them that would risk stealing from a client here.
Who was in the room when your weasel of a client was in the chambers?
There were a few that came and went, but Mary could tell you better than I can, because she was the one at the counter yesterday.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem, my angel.
Best not to stray off in that direction.
Can I get a refill, please?
Let me look at the
These
painting.
paintings are suggestive, at the very least.
Oh, look, this is here.
These paintings are...
Is that all you're gonna say about them?
What happened to this rug?
Oh, it's when we got a coal yesterday. I asked the young man to fill the pail. Came back to put it down, but his feet were covered in soot and he made a black print. Madam Bella said it was my fault and I got a shilling's penalty. I also have to clean the print and it's no picnic. He has immense feet, that boy.
I heard that there was a theft yesterday. Did you see anything?
No, and I was here the whole time.
Who delivers the coal?
It's never the same person. I'd never seen that lad before.
Do you always keep an eye on the coat stand?
Oh, yes. Well, when the coal delivery came, a client came out of the chambers and stopped me from seeing the boy who brought the bucket of coal. You don't think he would have taken advantage?
Until next time, miss.
With pleasure, sir.
Can I get a
Well.
refill, please?
Best not to stray off in that direction. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my dear Mira. I was led to believe that you're a doctor.
None of the residents of this establishment are among my patients, sir.
Oh, you're not here as a doctor, but as a man, then. I understand. This is my kind of place, too. It's in these houses in Whitechapel that you find the girls that are the most natural and definitely the most docile.
Your way of speaking about these women is not that of a gentleman, sir. I heard that you were the victim of a robbery here.
Oh, I'm not complaining. The loss of that walking stick will certainly bring me a very pleasant compensation.
What does your cane look like?
The stick is ebony, about 35 inches long. The round knob is made from chiseled silver with a ring around the middle of the same workmanship, just like the tip, for that matter. If you find it, don't tell a soul. Keep it for yourself. Got it?
Well, goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, or until next time. And good
Can I
evening.
get a refill?
Well then. Who are you? No, I already know you. Why is there a gate and a door? Why is there junk in this gate?
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
If you have the means, I can let you pass before everyone. But behind me.
Alright. Oh, I'm gonna be right back. I'm back, bitches! How is everyone? And by everyone, I mean no one, because no one's here. But that's okay. Let's get back to the game. With my quiet as fuck. There we go.
Good evening, Doctor. My name is Dr. Watson. Pleased to meet you.
Good evening. I am Dr. Gibbons. Likewise.
I got myself a slice of pizza while I was downstairs.
I have come to see you about one of your patients. Margie goes by the nickname Nutcracker, who gets her prescription from the clinic. She's a lady of the night and is afflicted with a venereal disease.
I know who you're talking about. Indeed, Margie has syphilis and is being treated with mercury.
Do you have her address?
No. And for your information, she left London for good 3 days ago. She felt threatened.
Margie felt threatened. But by whom?
I believe that Margie was particularly scared of a terrifying man who attacked her once.
Did she say the name Pizer or Pyther?
Unfortunately, she didn't give a name, but she described a man with shifty, rat-like eyes and a mouth twisted in a sinister grimace.
Sounds about accurate.
Did Margie have any idea where this man who terrified her so much might be found?
No, but she told me that another girl who'd been attacked like her had told her that this man worked in a cobbler's run by an old Israeli. Also, she saw him again last week, the night of the big fire. She told of going to see the fire like most everyone else in the area. While there, she recognised her attacker in the crowds gathered at the warehouses. There was no mistaking a face like that, she said. She kept an eye on the man the whole time the firemen were working in order to avoid him.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
These footprints are the same as those found on the rug at the brothel.
Okay. Those kind of looked like footprints, but I guess not. Alright, I don't see anything else to... Okay.
What can I do for you, my dear colleague?
Pardon me, Doctor, but who made the large black footprints there near the beds?
The brother of one of my patients. The poor thing had a leg amputated after colliding with a carriage. We arranged to find her a prosthesis.
Prostheses are very expensive. How did this man pay?
He told me that one of his uncles gave him a walking stick with a chiselled silver knob. I agreed to accept this knob in exchange for a simple prosthesis with harness. But this object is of great value, and I could finance half a dozen other prostheses by selling it on Petticoat Lane.
Doctor, I have reason to believe that the silver knob that you possess is from a cane that was stolen by the man who brought it to you. And I believe I know to whom it belongs.
That's what I was worried about. The story of the uncle seemed a little strange. Nevertheless, you must have proof of what you claim. I will show you all of the knobs that we have here. If you find the knob that the young man gave me, I will believe you.
Okay.
So be it, but something is bothering me. I will need a complete cane, not just a knob.
Don't worry, dear chap, build one. I can loan you some tools. Make use of the odds and ends in my cupboard. It'll help get rid of it.
Alright, it was ebony,
Well, I shall
35
try.
inches or so.
I will have to remember the description that Sickert gave.
35 inches or so, and it was ebony. Atop was a silver knob with a ring thingy, as well as on the very bottom, it had silver.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
Alright. So, let's go take a look at these knobs. Alright, so it was a big silver one, and the bottom was silver. I don't know what the middle was. How long are you exactly? You're saying you're 80? I know I was 35. But I'm not sure what this measuring stick is. Is that centimeters? I'm not entirely sure. And a big silver blob on top and a silver blob on the bottom. Maybe that one. But it needs to be 35. But I don't... Like, it's not going to be that short. And I also don't know what the middle was. Maybe that. Right. I guess I could do that. Well, let me look at... Is it you? No. I know it was ebony, about 35 inches. I already knew that. Round knob, right. Well, chiseled silver, so maybe it's not that top one. Maybe it's fancier. Was the same workmanship, just like the tip for that matter. Okay. So I think the main thing was that it wasn't this one. I think it was fancier. Because that looks pretty fancy. But it might be fancier yet.
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better
I should have just made it
himself.
fancier.
What can I do for you, my dear colleague?
I believe I found the knob from the stolen cane, which I succeeded in putting back together.
That's the one. And yet I cannot give it to you, Doctor. I will only return it to the police, and only if there is an official complaint against me.
Would there be a way to convince you to give me the cane?
Find me a dozen solid adjustable harnesses for wooden leg prostheses, and it's yours, Doctor.
Goodness.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
I would say it was convenient that you had left, though, because I wanted to go check the mail and see if my package had arrived, and I also grabbed a piece of pizza while you were gone, so I'm glad that we're both back. I also grabbed myself a fresh soda, so that's nice. I need to go find myself a dozen harnesses for a prosthetic leg or arm or whatever. I don't know where I'm supposed to get those. So let's find out. Do I have any notes yet? I do have notes. I don't like the clicking. I don't like that it sounds like someone's running at me. Or away from me. Guess someone ran away from me. What are these? Observations? So many pages. Okay. And my notes. We got this one. What is this? What is this for? Okay. I think that's just telling me about, let's see. Yeah, it just expands on shit we already know. Okay. Oh yeah, and I also got a broken bottle bit. So, little catch up while you were gone. I went over to Finley, who runs that little hotel. Oh, okay. I'll save it for when you get back.
This interview with the doctor revealed an important fact. Leather Apron could not be the Bucks Row murderer. According to Margie, the villain passed most of the night of the crime at the fire. He could not have been at the scene of the murder at the moment it was committed. He is, nonetheless, a dangerous character.
Nandayo. So now we got even more dialogues. What's that? Oh yeah.
A cobbler's shop.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do more about that.
There's nobody here. How very odd.
Hey, look, a harness.
I say, these things look like harnesses. Oh my, they are noisy.
Why is there bells on it?
Good evening, sir. Pardon the interruption. The door was open. I didn't think that I would find anyone working at this hour.
Good evening, sir. I didn't hear you come in.
Say, those things that made noise, they are really harnesses, aren't they?
Yes, horse harnesses. But I must tell you, sir, that the store is normally closed at this hour. That is why I've asked you to return tomorrow.
I didn't come about my shoes. I came to speak of a cobbler, perhaps one of your former employees, a man with very particular habits.
You aren't with the police by any chance? I'm sorry, but I do not want to speak of anything but shoes with you.
I am not a policeman. I am Dr. Watson. It's Mr. Finlay, who told me that you might be in a position to inform me.
Ah, that Mr. Finlay is a very brave man. And if he sent you, then you must certainly be a worthy man also. So, Doctor, who is this cobbler with strange habits?
The man of whom I speak is called Pizer or Pyther, a man with a frightening face. Do you know him?
Yes, John Pizer. He worked here for a while, but he is no longer here.
Do you know where I can find him?
No, and if you look, you will not find him.
Why?
Because he is in hiding, Doctor. You see, a week ago, a horrible murder took place in the neighborhood. A rumor circulated that he might have been responsible for this crime. They say he has quarreled with women of certain virtue in the past, if you understand me.
Some of these subtitles aren't quite accurate to what they're saying.
Isaac, it is about the Bucks Row case that I have come to see you. I have the certitude and an incontestable witness that Pizer is innocent, at least of this crime, although he has attacked a number of street women. If he doesn't come forward to explain himself to the authorities, he is condemned to hiding and to take the fall for this murder. Furthermore, it will cast suspicions on your community because they must be hiding him. And while the whole police force is hunting for him, they cannot concentrate on the real assassin who roams the streets and, one never knows, may take any one of you any day.
If what you say is true, your visit is a godsend to our community, Doctor. I tell you something. I know Sergeant Thick, an honest policeman who lives in the area. I'll tell John's family that he must go there to explain himself. But if you could please go as soon as possible to the police to give them this report that you say is incontestable.
I will go as soon as I take leave of you.
Thank you. If I can ever be of service in any way, do not hesitate to ask.
Speaking of...
Could we transform your horse harnesses into harnesses for wooden legs? Adjustable harnesses.
A good craftsman can do anything, Doctor. And I do believe that's what I am. Come back in a while and it will be done. That will be my thanks for what you have done.
Could we transform your horse harnesses into harnesses for...
A good craft...
I meant to click goodbye.
I shall return later.
At your convenience, sir.
I am spent. I would like to return home. Now then, let's go to the police station.
I didn't mean to click space on you. I was just trying to look around to see if there's anything I could look at. No. Anything I can talk to you about?
Yes, I'm listening, Doctor.
Okay.
Could we transform
God damn it.
your horse...
A good...
I wanted to click
shall
goodbye.
return...
At your
I just wanted to make sure that I did everything that I could. Which way was it? That way? I don't even remember where I am. Where am I? Oh. I don't necessarily need to be at the brothel, but I guess this is where I am now. Yeah, this way. He's not up there anymore. Meanwhile, oh god.
Will you?
Yes.
Hey, Doctor, you seem tired. Were you wandering the darker parts of Whitechapel all night?
You could say that. I have some information on Leatherapron, the man of whom we spoke earlier.
Do you know where he is?
No, but I can clear him of the Bucks Row crime. A witness proved him totally innocent.
Oh, Watson, Watson, is it only now, after many hours of walking, that you decide to pass on the important message that Inspector Aberline is waiting for?
But, no. But what are you doing here, Holmes?
I was worried, Watson, and with good reason it would appear. Go give the message to this policeman and let's go home. Nobody appreciates me hanging around here, you know, and it's freezing cold.
Ah, Creddle, none too soon. You will take the testimony of this.
No, you continue with your duty shift. I must find Chandler in Ambry Street. He's struck again.
Who?
The murderer, the Bucks Row assassin.
Hanbury Street. Let's go, Watson. We have no time to lose.
Okay.
I have no reason to go that way.
Sorry. I just didn't know why you were showing me it like that. Where are you trying to have me go? Oh. I couldn't see that tiny little dot.
Hanbury Street. Let's go, Watson. We have no time to lose.
That dot was so tiny compared to the giant circles. Wow.
Looks like he acted up good, Disco. I have nothing to ask. Looks like he acted up good, Disco.
Y'all are not helpful to me.
You can go in, Mr. Holmes. She's there. We didn't touch a thing.
With all of these killings, the work becomes risky.
This place seems a little... Ugh.
It was very good of PC Chandler to let us pass. He said no one has touched the corpse. It's the perfect opportunity for us to put our skills to the test. Watson, let's not waste it. The blood is a dozen inches or so from the ground. Bloodstains on the wall.
Okay, so one can assume she wasn't killed on the floor. I don't know why you're making me put this part up already. Simpler, it's blurted on the wall, and the wall... I don't think she was standing up, but maybe lying down but alive. Okay.
A torn envelope. It smells of rubbing alcohol. It contains 3 pills. I will take one. 2 should suffice for the police.
I thought he meant I'm just gonna literally just eat one right now.
2 combs, curiously arranged. A piece of coarse muslin.
Was she, subdued?
So, Doctor, shall we examine our victim?
Ah, I'm tired, Holmes. I'm not sure if I am in a state to do this work.
Come, Watson, there is little time. Show me what you're made of.
Oh, my God.
Pray, Watson, pull yourself together. Can you establish the time of the crime?
The extremities of the corpse are cold and rigor mortis is beginning to set in. I would say that the murder was committed over 2 hours ago, before 4:30 a.m.
Okay. Okay, so the lady's not here anymore. It's a really weird way for her to be laying. Why is her intestines all the way over there?
What are we doing, Holmes?
Shut up.
Now, let's look at the stomach, or at least what remains of it.
It's dreadful, Holmes. Who could do that to someone?
That's what you're here for, Watson. Tell me what this man has done.
The stomach has been entirely opened and... Oh, my God! A number of organs have been removed.
So,
I
you're
mean, I
telling
could
me
tell.
that the organs were removed, Watson. They weren't ripped out.
Not at all, Holmes. On the contrary, this is clearly the work of an expert. I couldn't have done any better myself.
It's
And
Dr. Tumbleton.
the uterus is missing.
There are no trails on the ground. There's no sign of a struggle. Now, let's look at the stuff.
No, I
That's what
wanted
you're-
the other bit.
So, you're telling me... This fence separates the courtyard from the neighbours, 27 Hanbury Street.
I like the little heart on their outhouse.
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Let's see. Nails look really nice.
Look at her neck.
Ew,
What can
it's so
you tell me?
jagged this
There are
time.
2 incisions.
2 incisions like normal, but this one's hella jagged compared to the last one.
A bruise. The victim's face appears to have bruising, wouldn't you say?
Under the maxilla and cheek. There is less on the right side.
The tongue is swollen.
I don't think there's anything else for me to see. Alright, so there's an incision from the right to left, going around the neck, just like the other lady. There's an incision on the neck going from the left, from the right side, stopping in the middle of the throat. Right. Which is very similar to the other one, except it was the opposite. The wound around the neck is jerky and not all in one piece, which is also different from last time. They could have panicked, or they used a bad knife. Maybe. It's one of those two. Because if it was a sharp blade, it would be like the straightest cut. Organs are missing and the uterus was removed by the hands of an expert. Wait. I don't know what the glottis is. Why would he have wanted to decapitate her? I'm gonna say that one, but also I think that he was panicked. Because his blade is pretty good if he was able to do the rest, I assume. Was removed. It was not eaten. Gross. At least I hope it wasn't. I mean, I want to say he has knowledge of the anatomy, but that... I don't know. Let's see what's up here. Meaning she was not dragged. The victim has bruises, meaning that she was... Let's see... Used the victim's chin with... What? The murderer held the victim's chin with his right hand. Gotcha. I have a text. Whoop, excuse me, phone. Phone? Eh. Alright, so it's similar, well, and by similar I mean it's very similar to the other lady. And she did left on the face and right on the throat. So left with the face and it was right with the throat. Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, okay. They're right-handed. Well, the newspaper pointed to him being left-handed, so I apologize for me saying it was wrong first. The victim was thirsty. Ah, yes. LOL. So the victim had her throat slit while laying down and was still alive, but the victim was strangled? I think that they had died of fright, was partially strangled, and then had her throat slit. The victim wasn't dragged and had her throat slit while she was alive. The murder took place on the premises. The envelope is near the victim's head. The envelope drifted. The envelope was brought out by the victim, or the victim wanted to give an envelope to the killer. I don't know. Let's look at that for a second. The envelope fell out during the murder. Chapman was holding an envelope in her hand. The envelope belongs to the killer. I think that's more likely, but I don't know. Let's see. Maybe? Let's see. Maybe. I don't know. Because I think it belongs to the killer. But I'm not sure what this one would be. Because I don't think that the victim's trying to give it to him. I think that I don't think he necessarily gave it to her, either. Maybe? I don't know. I'll just put it at that one for the moment, and then check it more later. Let's see, the items at the victim's feet are very orderly. These items probably belong to the victim. The body is cold and the extremities and rigor mortis has barely started. The crime was committed over 2 hours ago. I mean, it was definitely over 2 hours ago, but I don't know if it was barely. Well, it was over. It was over 2 hours ago. Was committed before 4:30. And you can't tell me that's wrong. I remember him saying it. I mean, he might have. I mean, it was committed yesterday. But I want to say that it was over 2 hours ago. Okay, but it was barely 2 hours ago, not over 2 hours ago. These items belong to the victim, and therefore, the murderer likes combs. The murderer is unfeeling and organized. The murderer panicked. No. The items belong to the victim. Possessed some feminine items. The murderer searched her. I don't know why he searched her. Alright, but all these ones are wrong, apparently. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I mean, it would make more sense if it said the epiglottis, because that's a word. But I don't know what the glottis is. I don't know. Let's say that he used a very sharp blade. I don't feel like he did, though. Was it a bad knife? Am I incorrect in that thought? I don't know. I don't think that he wanted to decapitate her. The killer used a short knife. Killer used a weapon of great size. I mean, it couldn't have been of great size unless he had multiple knives with him. Okay, I guess he had multiple knives with him. Okay. Oh, he wanted to decapitate her. Oh, okay. Good to know. Didn't realize that he wanted to decapitate her, so understandably I did that one wrong. The envelope, I guess, does not belong to him. I guess belongs to her or somebody. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Alright, and... let's see... Oh.
Looky here. It would seem he has a mark on his left hand.
Ugh.
The victim must have worn a large ring or several little ones, and someone pulled them off forcefully. This detail will be very valuable, Watson. You can be sure of that.
Ew. What's that one? Why is your thumb so gross looking? Why are your fingers not pretty like... what are nuts? Polly's. Is that the only thing I can look at? Okay. I guess that was it for that.
My dear Watson, now that we have found all of our clues, nothing remains but to subject them to our most likely hypotheses in order to deduce the facts.
The facts. Alright, so let me go here, here. And scrape on the first phalanx of the middle finger. Struggled against the murderer and scratched him. The victim must have worn one or more rings. The victim had arthritis? Chapman took off her rings. Chapman's murderer is a weak man. The murderer stole the rings.
I hear a noise coming from the street, Watson. The authorities are arriving. It's time for us to go.